It is my understanding that this conference will focus on innovative innovations in education. The International E-Learning Conference 2017 is very important in that it will give us an opportunity to reflect on the issues that will enable us to succeed and those that are likely to become an impediment to our progress in the future. Our shared experiences from many areas of the world will enable us to learn what is working best. As we are all aware, there is rapid growth and development in the area of information technology. Both innovation and technology are rapidly transforming the way in which we live, work, shop, and even the way we play. In education, the effective use of this innovation and technology often offers new ways in which the quality, the effectiveness, and in particular, the flexibility of higher education can be improved. When integrated into education, innovation has the capability of improving the delivery of education through greater utilization of instructional technology. In addition, innovative instructional technology offers new ways in which universities can successfully compete on a global basis while providing improvements in academic administration. The government of Thailand has introduced Thailand 4.0. This roadmap has the objective of transforming Thailand into a digital economy while becoming a smart country. The Ministry of Education is one part of the preparation for a digital economy and society. This is an urgent task which will create many opportunities for promoting lifelong learning in education. The Office of the Higher Education Commission under the Ministry of Education has placed a strong emphasis on Thai MOOCs or Thai Massive Open Online Courses. This innovation in education is intended to promote online education in order to serve Thai people at all levels. On behalf of the Office of the Higher Education Commission, I would like to extend my gratitude to the keynote speakers and to the invited speakers for your kind contributions. In addition, our grateful appreciation goes to our participants. Also, my sincere thanks goes to the Thailand Cyber University project and to the organizing committee for their effort in making this event possible. Most importantly, I wish to thank all the participants for taking your time to join the conference. I sincerely hope that the knowledge and the experiences that you will gain from this event can be applied to create a benefit to global education. On this occasion, may I declare the 8th TCU International E-Learning Conference 2017 Innovative Innovations in Education officially open. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, the Director of the Bureau of International Cooperation Strategy and Acting Senior Advisor for Policy and Plan, Office of Higher Education Commission, Ministry of Education, Mrs. Chadarat Singha-Dechagun. What's coming up next is the opening report by the Director of Thailand Cyber University Project, Office of Higher Education Commission, Ministry of Education, Thailand, Associate Professor Thapani Thamimeta.
Ms. Chadarat Singha-Dechagun, Director Bureau of International Cooperation, of Strategy and Acting Senior Advisor for Policy and Plan, Office of the Higher Education Commission, distinguished guests, speaker, participants, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 8th TCU International e-Learning Conference 2017. On behalf of the Office of Thailand Cyber University Project, TCU, I would like to express my appreciation for presiding over this opening ceremony. Special thanks go to our keynote speaker, to our invited speaker, and to our participants who had found time in their busy schedule to contribute the 8th International e-Learning Conference, or IEC 2017. The TCU, under the Office of the Higher Education Commission, Ministry of Education, Thailand, has the objective to promote e-learning by collaborating with national and international education institutes. The TCU organizing the importance of e-learning knowledge management to create comprehensive knowledge for educational personnel has organized the 8th International e-Learning Conference 2017, Innovation in Education. There are 675 participants from many areas of both the public and private sector. At this year's international conference, there are keynote invited speakers and researchers from many countries, including Japan, Malaysia, South Korea, Taiwan, the United States, and Thailand. The conference objective is to assemble knowledge on every aspect of e-learning from Thai and international experts. I hope you all enjoy the conference and get knowledge and experience from the experts from around the world, from the IEC, TCU in IEC 2017. Thank you very much.
Okay, here comes the most important session in the opening ceremony of the 8th TCU International e-Learning Conference 2017. That is the photo session. So I would like to call upon Ms. Chadarat Singhade Chagun, the keynote speakers and also the director of the Thailand Cyber University Project, Dr. Thapani. Make your way to the stage and have the photo session, please. The keynote speakers as well, please. And also the organizing committee. So don't worry, we have very large stage which can accommodate more people. So this will be the witness of your presence at the conference. Okay, thank you so very much, all distinguished participants and the keynote speakers, the organizing committee, and also the key person. Okay, I think that we are quite ready now. Our next session is the keynote speaker, who is going to talk about the fourth industrial revolution and innovation in education, focusing on innovative strategies in Korea. He is a scholar in the field of computer science and is currently the chair of the Society of E-Learning and also the chair of Smart Learning Forum in Korea. He is one of the most respected experts in the area of e-learning and has written dozens of books and journals in the field. He was a professor at Korea National Open University and was the president of EBS, which is a TV and radio network dedicated to education. He was a leader in Korean broadcasting as the VP of the Korean Broadcasters Association and also the president of KERIS, or Korea Education and Research Information Service, and is currently the chair of ISO IEC JTC1 SC 36 Korea, which is leading in the development of truly international standards of e-learning. He plays a dynamic and crucial role in Korean education as a top-level advisor to the Korean government related to education policies. And he is currently the vice chairman of the Sigong Media, which is a specialized educational enterprise in harness of discovering hidden values, creating new values, and seeking for balanced education of creativity, humanity, cooperation, global leadership, and current and art. Please give a big round of applause to Professor Duk Hoong Wok.
Sawadee krap. Is it right? Yeah, thank you very much. I made this picture. Yes, it's a Thai traditional picture. Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honor to have this opportunity to make my presentation here in Bangkok. related to this, I really appreciate Director of TCU, Professor Tapani, and organizing committee for inviting me. Today in my talk, I'd like to share the information about the post-industrial revolution and innovative education, focusing on innovative strategies in Korea. So I prepared many materials, but time is a little limited. Therefore, I'm going to make my presentation briefly. My presentation title is the Fourth Industrial Revolution and Innovation in Education, focusing on innovative strategies in Korea. This is my presentation agenda. The first is the advent of post-industrial revolution. Second is educational innovation in post-industrial revolution Europe. Third is building of a cloud-based intelligent personalized learning service. This platform, this project is under development by the government, supported by the government. In conclusion, I'd like to suggest some consideration for innovation in education. First chapter is about the advent of the post-industrial revolution. Okay, in all sectors of all industries, today's hot issue is the post-industrial revolution. As you can see on the screen, the post-industrial revolution was based on mechanization through steam engines. Second industrial revolution was based on mass production through electronic energy. Third is related to intelligent information revolution through computer and internet. Now, on this ongoing post-industrial revolution is based on Internet of Things, cloud, big data, artificial intelligence, and mobile. Nowadays, the post-industrial revolution is leading the intelligent information society and the digital transformation. In Korea, the post-industrial revolution and the intelligent information societies are used as the same meaning. In some countries, the post-industrial revolution is called digital transformation. In the near future, we meet 5G wireless network. Its speed is 280 times faster than LTE and 70 times faster than 4G. With this high-speed mobile internet, I think our societies will change so quickly. This slide shows you a tipping point expected to occur by 2025. This report was surveyed by 800 world experts by World Economic Forum. Some of them, let's take a look some of them. 10% of people wearing clothes and reading glasses connected to the internet. The first robotic pharmacist in the US, and driverless cars equaling 10% of all cars on US, and so on. Anyway, technologies will develop. Our society will change. Therefore, we have to change our mind. This is about social changes due to the post-industrial revolution. The first is intellectualization. It brings transformation into intelligent society. Second is virtualization. It accelerates the fusion of virtual and reality. Third is hyperconnection. It brings transformation into hyperconnection society. Therefore, proliferation of digital network and mobile devices expand the range of human to human, human to thing, and thing to thing interaction. Our interaction capacities will be very large. Using this slide, I'd like to talk to you about the changes of future society due to technological progress. Technological progress include infinite increase in data, explosive growth of network, infinite expansion of computing power, and artificial intelligence. And also, this technological progress brings increasing in value of data, collapse of traditional border, machine ability, and knowledge change need to change human knowledge. Therefore, with this kind of changes, our society will evolve toward knowledge change between human and machine, communication of real world and virtual world, evolution of emotional computing technology, convergence through smart technology. Okay, this shows you global change trends in response to the first industrial revolution. In the near future, adaptability is more critical to success than ever before. And also, the importance of the user experience is growing and growing. Innovation happens rapidly. Embracement of the remote workforce. In the near future, we have to take into account remote workforce. Application of augmented reality and virtual reality. Importance of application program interface. Active user of big data and analytics. As the amount of data increase, we have to take into account big data management and analytics for use. Digital transformation driven by the Internet of Things, smart machine and artificial intelligence. Lastly, we have to note the destruction of silo organization for horizontal communication and collaboration. Now our society is horizontal. We have to make collaboration and communication more than people. This slide is about technology-based tipping point for the future society. This report was provided by World Economic Forum. At the end of 2015, the World Economic Forum announced this data, this change. For example, in 2022, Internet of and for things, wearable internet, 3D printing. And also in 2027, Bitcoin and blockchain. Right now, in Korea, blockchain is very, very popular. Here, there, many people talk about blockchain, Bitcoin for the future. This picture is so interesting. The key success factor in the post-industrial revolution era. Technology includes high intelligent information tech and high quality data infrastructure, and is providing high quality intelligent information technology. So, with these kind of changes, the whole industry will be intelligent informatizations. And also, with this industrial and technological change, we have to take into account change of employment structure. Our society should secure flexible labor market and social safety net, and our society should cultivate creative talent. After that, for the more technological and industrial development, our society should again provide the competent talent to technology field and industrial sector. This is a vision about vision and strategy for the intelligent information society in Korea. As I mentioned earlier, in Korea, the post-industrial revolution and the intelligent information society are used as the same meaning. The Korean national vision is to realize human-centered intelligent information society. In order to realize this goal, business, citizens, governments, and research communities each have their own roles and responsibilities. And also, from a negative point of view, our public concerns, business concerns are increased. For example, loss of job and unsafe and inappropriate use of technologies. This is the second chapter about educational innovation in post-industrial revolution era. As you can see on the screen, surrounding education, there are so many changes and problems. Shock of robust latent aging, coexistence of AI and human, large transformation of knowledge ecosystem, changes in the industry, occupational structure, deep polarization, ability-driven society. We have to innovate education. We should need to note these kind of problems and factors. This is the goal of future education in response to the post-industrial revolution. The goal is to create society where all citizens achieve their own dreams and talented human resources of intelligent information are laid through optimized education. Okay, to realize this all, we have to take into account the following three things. Enlarging the base, such as enlarging the base of creative convergence education, cultivating global core talent, and establishing base for raising creative human resources. In my opinion, in the near future, the most important thing is human. To promote post-industrial revolution for the intelligent information society, anything is needed to acquire competent humans. We have to cultivate human, competent human, creative human for the future. Thailand is also. Okay, to cultivate human technology resources in the post-industrial revolution era, to cultivate creative fusion talent, we have to take into account of 4 intelligence, such as context intelligence, social intelligence, emotional intelligence, physical intelligence. Okay, in the near future, the most important thing is, I think, social and emotional intelligence. Related to this, I'll explain in detail later. This shows you creative talent cultivation through fusion education. In the past, we focused on nanotechnology, information technology, culture technology, and biotechnology. But from now on, we have to focus on social technology and emotional technology. I'll show you. The World Economic Forum report shows us 16 skills for 21st centuries. Among 16 skills, 6 skills are basic. Among them, 10 skills are related to social and emotional skills. As you can see on the screen, critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration. So important. This kind of fusion can be achieved through digital learning. Through digital learning, we can cultivate creative talents. In the past, we emphasized intelligent quotient, but from now on, we have to focus on emotional quotient, moral quotient, global quotient, digital quotient, passion quotient, collaboration quotient. And also, creativity, communication, critical thinking, collaboration, character, global citizenship, and copyright. All over the world, many advanced countries considering social technology and emotion technology to promote their society. As you know, there are so many digital learnings: smart learning, film learning, collaborative learning, hybrid learning, social learning, emotional learning, measuring learning, phenomenon learning, and so on. Nowadays, all this kind of digital learning is evolving based on mobile device. Therefore, we have to take into account mobile-based learning. Yes, let's take a look global trend of digital learning. As I mentioned earlier, mobile learning and cloud-based learning is so important. Game-based learning, personalized learning, machine learning, social media learning. Facebook, LinkedIn is so important for education. Bite-sized learning. As mobile devices are so popular, all contents have to made 2 or 3 minutes, within 2 or 3 minutes. Long video, long clip is not good for the mobile use. And then video-based learning. Many people use YouTube for their education, for their teaching, for their learning. AR/VR mixed learning, peer-to-peer assessment, official degree for online course, nano degree, micro degree. New terminology, new vocabulary is so popular. I'd like to check my time. Okay. This slide shows you learning ecosystem. We need learning ecosystem to provide optimized learning and efficient learning. We have to consider so many factors. You cannot see? So, character is so small. I'd like to show this presentation material. Okay? If you want this presentation material, I'll give you. And also, educational digital content is evolving toward emotional, interactive, characteristic, realistic, global, clip. About clip, I mentioned. Here, for a moment, let's take a look at some video clip. In my opinion, the most important thing is related to digital content is quality, creativity, uniqueness, and well-designed. This content was made by our company for global market. I'll show you one. Volume is low. All content is between 1 or 2 minutes. Volume is low. Okay. Yes. Okay.
The rain.
Okay. Would you check?
What happens when a rock deep in the ground melts?
This video is about volcanic activities.
Magma that is formed underneath the ground seeps through the weak parts of the crust and comes out on the
Nowadays,
surface.
we have
Magma
to make so
contains
many
melted
video-based
gas, such as
clips
water vapor, carbon
for,
dioxide, and
to
sulfur
promote
dioxide.
education
The product
effect.
that is left when all the gas substances leave
okay.
is what we call
Let's change my talk a bit. From now, I'm going to talk to you the importance of coding education in post-industrial industrial revolution era. In advanced countries, there are so many talks about coding education, software education, and coding education. Coding is the building blocks of the future. Coding gives you the ability to control how your design looks on the website. Coding makes you more marketable. You will understand technology like you never have a before. Coding will change the way you think. Here, for a moment, let's take a look. Some famous people say, U.S. Former President Obama, CEO of former CEO Steve Jobs, CEO of Facebook, talked about the importance of coding education. Learning coding isn't just important for your future, is important for our country's future. I don't know how to educate coding in Thailand. In my opinion, for the future, you have to take into account coding education in your country. This is our company's coding product. Coding education is so important to early childhood and primary school students. This cubicle program is made for early childhood. That's here one intelligent thing. 0, 0 and 1 binary system. We teach binary system, we made this song.
Zero, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. It's a binary code. It's a computer language. You can say A, but computer can't. I will tell you what it says.
It's binary
Say
code.
A and computer says 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. We say B and computer says
And algorithm song.
rhythm, rhythm, algorithm. Rhythm, rhythm, algorithm. Oh yeah, African rhythm.
Okay. To educate early childhood is so difficult to educate coding. Therefore, we made this kind of coding song. Many early childhood early children are so interested in this kind of song. Turu Turu is made for primary school students, a little advanced song. And using this kind of slide, I'd like to talk to you key technology trend in higher education. This report was made by 2017 New Media Consortium Horizon report. You can get more information in the website. You can access. A short-term, mid-term, long-term, blended learning, design, collaboration learning are so popular in the short term. And important development in technology for higher education, you are so interested in higher education. It's adaptive learning technology, mobile learning. It will be more important. Long-term base, Internet of Things, next generation learning management system. Mid-term, in the long term, it's artificial intelligence, natural user interface is so important. Through this slide, I'd like to talk to you our KMOOC a little. Related to this afternoon or tomorrow, Korean many people will talk about KMOOC and a kind of MOOC. I prepared this slide using Nile website, homepage. Okay? And then, in my opinion, the appearance of KMOOC enhanced the awareness of online higher education in Korea. Korean government is planning to export after 2018. Korea is planning to export KMO. Okay, another thing is Korean government is planning to provide short-term degree, a kind of a nano degree, suitable for the post-industrial revolution era using KMO. Currently, I think KMOOC's attention is increasing in Korea. But for the future development in Korea, I think we have to push much money to this project. Is there TIMO? I heard there is TIMO. There's a TCU project, TIMO, also to promote this kind of online project. In the government side, push much money. From now on, I'm going to talk to you about building cloud-based intelligent personalized learning system. As I mentioned earlier about the post-industrial revolution and intelligent information society. In order to realize this kind of change, we have to make platform. We need a platform to achieve those kind of objectives. This project is under development, supported by government. The developing company is our company. It's very difficult. As you can see on the screen, Korea has developed 6 stages. First, informatization plan, Cyber Korea 21, E-Korea Vision, U-Korea, Smart Korea, Creative Korea. Now, in Korea, new government started. President Moon Jae-in took office in May this year. New government is focusing on the post-industrial revolution and intelligent information society based on IoT, cloud, big data, AI, and mobile. And also, Korean government is promote establishment of National Board of Education and National Board of the Post-Industrial Revolution. Yesterday, the President Moon Jae-in announced top 100 tasks for the Korean future. Using last slide, I'll show you something. This is progress of ICT use in education in Korea. Before 1996, Korea prepared transition into information society. Since 1996, Korea government established 5 master plan related to the education. Now we are at the end of 5th education master plan. The Korean Ministry of Education is focusing on building of intelligent personalized learning services system, reinforcement of private information education, strengthening of software and coding education, educational use of AI, application of AR, VR, MR in education, use of big data in the educational learning analytics, cultivation of creative convergence talent. Lastly, Korea's new government is focusing on expansion and globalization of KMO. Related to this, much information, more information will provide for you this afternoon. This is future education direction. Future education direction is to create a leading country of intelligent information society with creative fusion talent. In order to realize successful future education, Korean government is focusing on maximizing student interest and aptitude, thinking problem solving and creativity, customized education considering an individual learning ability, raising key talents in intelligence information society, focusing on people and contribute to social intelligence. Korean government established 5 strategies for the future. And also, this shows your vision and tasks. Vision is to realize happiness education. In order to realize this vision, the Korean Ministry of Education established 4 strategies, such as preparation for post-industrial revolution, alleviation of polarization, overcoming low birth rate, and successful education reform and implementation. This is about the key strategy. For innovative education in Korea, we set up key strategies. Key strategies include flexibility, liberalization, individualization, specialization, humanization. Related to, you are so interested in university education, related to the university, flexible college system, short-term degree, a kind of nano degree, micro degree, and expansion of opportunity for adult lifelong education. Nile expert came here. Yeah? And the innovation of lecture in college. Education content open market. I think education content open market is so important to acquire acquire good content from the all over the world, including business field, business side, and the public side. This is so important. Educational innovation for intelligent information society in Korea. Korea government established 4 strategies. First is move beyond the rote education to realize problem solving and critical thinking centered education. Establish an adaptive learning system using intelligent information technology. Develop a core personnel specializing in intelligent IT. Train teachers and expand infrastructure. As I mentioned, many innovative strategies and models. To implement this kind of strategies, Korean government is planning to build cloud-based intelligent personal learning service. This project is include development of AR, VR content, resource map for digital learning, implementation of learning analytics system. Learning analytics system is so important. About this, you can get more information this afternoon from Professor Yamada from Japan. Okay? This shows you a big picture about intelligent personalized service. Red box is current state. Blue box is to-be model. The important factor is learning analytics. Development direction is based on individual service beneficiary, virtualized technology, AI platform technology. For example, individualized service is including online activity, analytics, announce, assessment, and diagnosis, individual service. Okay. Using learning analytics, we can recommend good content, good service for our students. This is a last chapter. Yeah? Through using this last chapter, I'd like to suggest some consideration for your country, our country, for the all of the world. Successful digital learning or innovative education, we have to take into account 6 factors, such as easy access through various devices, service quality assurance, training for teacher competence development, various digital content sharing and collaboration, branding on online, offline learning. Lastly, big data management for learning analytics. And also, first of all, the most important thing is teacher training. To innovative education or innovation in education, we need innovative teacher. We need innovative teacher, innovative professor. But senior professor, senior teacher are hesitating to adapt to the advanced technology. We have to train those kind of people. If we do that, we can change. You can change. So, teacher training is needed to cultivate creative future talent. In the near future, we live in globalization. We have to share the information, share the content. Therefore, we needed to improve interoperability, interchangeability, and reusability in digital learning. We have to take into account international standardization. From currently, international standardization in digital learning is built in ISO JTC SE36. This subcommittee meeting was held in Australia last month. And also, I'll show you one thing. All over the 26 countries are activating this war, in this kind of this war. I cannot find Thailand, P member, O member. For the future, you have to involve in this kind of activities for global standardization. Okay? There are 8 working groups. Particularly, you have to focusing on working group 8, learning analytics and big data management. This, I made this slide this morning. Yesterday, Korean President Moon Jae-in announced top 100 national tasks of new government. I choose educational related tasks among them. Very hot topic. Building a foundation for leading the fourth industrial revolution through the software powerhouse and ICT renaissance. Strengthening the public of education from early child education to university. Innovating public education through classroom revolution. restoring hope ladder of education, improving the quality of higher education and lifelong vocational education innovation, establishing future educational environment, recovering educational democracy and strengthening autonomy of education. We need to focus on and not on other related detailed tasks. High school's credit system, nano-degree system, software education, learning analytics service, and educational open market. In my opinion, Korean new government will develop. Knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtain no hold on the mind. Mind is the first. Mind is so important to acquire innovative things. Kapkun Krab. If you any question about my presentation, today, tomorrow, I'll be here. You can ask me about many things. Okay? Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so very much, Professor Duk Hoon Wok, Vice Chairman of the Sigong Media, Republic of Korea. And your presentation is very insightful, and we get a lot of the industrial revolution and innovation in education, particularly focusing on the innovative strategies in education. And the presentation keeps up very good time. We are a bit late after the schedule, but anyway, you're going to have the refreshment break, which lasts about 15 minutes. So could you please resume to this conference room in 15 minutes from now. So the next session, the keynote speaker will start at 10:35. Thank you for your kind attention. Test. Good? All right. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to turn it off. Okay. May I have your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen? Our next section will commence very soon, so please resume to your seat in the conference room. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, welcome to the second half of the morning session. Our next presentation is by the second keynote speaker. He's going to talk about opening learning for all, supporting learners, teachers, universities, and workforce development. Our keynote speaker is the Senior Director for Academic Technology Services for the California State University, or CSU, Office of the Chancellor, and the Executive Director of the CSU's MERLOT, or Multimedia Educational Resource for Learning and Online Teaching. At the CSU, he oversees the development and implementations of system-wide academic technologies, digital library systems, and resources and accessible technology initiatives supporting CSU 23 campuses serving about 430,000 students. At MERLOT, he directs the development and sustainability of MERLOT innovative open education resources, services, and consortium of higher education institutions, professional societies, corporations, and other digital libraries. He's also the director of the Center for Usability in Design and Accessibility, Long Beach, previously held positions at CSU. Long Beach include a professor of psychology, director of faculty development, and director of strategic planning. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to Professor Gary Haley.
Sawadi. Thank you very much for having me here. Let's get the presentation going. There we go. Great. It really is a pleasure to be here, and I have fortunately been part of the colleagues at the Thai Cyber University for almost 10 years, and being back here in Bangkok is always a pleasure to see my friends and colleagues, and to help move along the strategy for enabling education to be available for all people and keeping it open. And it's just, again, a real pleasure to be here, and I want to thank you very much. And I want to begin with this important element. I think the presentation from Duc Sang Quoc from this morning is really focused on the talent existing within a society is equally distributed. Everyone, whether you're rich or poor, whether you come from northern Thailand or southern Thailand or from the city or rural or from India or Taiwan, talent of people is equally distributed. But the problem is the opportunity to develop those talents are not. And why do we have government programs? Is to enable that talent for people everywhere, wherever they are, to develop those talent and bring that talent to enable society to progress, to move forward in a way. And so the question is, how do we bring opportunity to everyone? And the message has been education is that methodology, is that initiative, is the way to empower the talent of people. And if you think about your own experiences, how many people are here today because of what they gained from their own education, from a teacher that might have inspired them, or a subject matter that sounded really interesting? How many people, raise your hand, that you're here because of what you learned in your school at some point? It's okay. Anybody? All right, we got some people in the front, right? Because education is really the means by which you can empower people's talent, and it really enables the opportunity for people to learn to discover the talents that are often hidden within. And this is why, when you're looking at the fourth industrial revolution that we just talked about, a critical part of what the previous speaker was talking about is how does education have to be transformed to really enable the benefits to society and economic change, to enable more opportunity to be available to everyone, because the cost of education is one of the significant barriers for giving people opportunity. When you are poor and you don't have access to internet, you don't have access to infrastructure, you don't have access to experts, then you will not be able to develop those talents. So education really becomes that. And in the area, one of the areas of content, if we can provide free and open educational resources to everyone, so cost, funding, money does not become a barrier for people learning, then open education resources can hold the power to empower the talents, to let people discover and learn that their skills can be expanded with the use of other people's knowledge and enable those opportunities for everyone. So education and using free and open materials can become a critical strategy to advance and develop the talent around the world. And so just a quick overview of what are all these open educational resources. There's lots of names for them. So we have Open Education, OER. How many people have heard of OER, Open Education Resources? All right. So they're free, online. They can be learning modules, simulations. They can be videos. They can be tutorials. They can show animations of how the body works, or songs of how to think about programming and coding. You also have open courseware, where you have full structures, syllabi, learning assignments, lectures, notes, full courses that often become the basis for your MOOCs, your massive open online courses. So not only do you have the curriculum that's free for you to have access to, but you often have to have the guided expertise of the faculty member who helps engage you in using that curriculum. There are also free and open textbooks available. And in the United States, the cost of textbooks is one of the significant barriers for students succeeding. Half of the students say they have to take fewer courses per semester because they can't afford the books. And as a consequence, their education gets slowed down, and so does their delay into the workforce, their ability to make money, things along those lines. In the area of research, open access journals is becoming a very important element to sharing the research. So not just the universities who can afford paying the journals, but everyone has access to the latest information. So all this openness is all driven around free of cost, and you have the freedom to use the materials for your purposes. Openness. And finally, and what's important about when it doesn't cost you and you have the permission, then you can begin to design the learning that will fit in your context. Whether you're in an urban, rural, whether you're doing advanced education or not. And that freedom is so important to enable an open learning for everyone. Okay, there we go. And just to highlight an example, Thai MOOCs, what you've done in such a small amount of time is phenomenal, right? You have over 100 courses freely available for everyone, and that has been contributed by over 30 higher education institutions in Thailand. Opening up learning for all through the cooperation of all your institutions, contributing what they can to make learning available is really amazing what you've done. Now, free and open education materials have been around for 20 years. Merlot, the multimedia educational resources for learning and online teaching, were 20 years old this year. Now the question is, why hasn't education been transformed by OER innovations? If this is so good, it's free, it's multimedia, there's all this excitement. Why hasn't it? And the next one is, why hasn't OER gone viral, right? why hasn't everyone been able to use these resources wherever they are at any time? And I think it has to go around understanding the life cycle of innovation. And there are a number of elements of it. The first that's really important is in innovation, you begin with a vision for a better future by doing something differently. That's the inspiration that enables people to be motivated to change. Oh my goodness, if everyone, wherever they lived, had access to recognize their own talents and develop their skills, if they're craftsmen, and then they say, you know what, I want to become more of an entrepreneur, I need to learn about accounting so I can be more financially successful. I have the artistry skills, but not the business skills. Freely available. How do you inspire someone with a vision? That's a critical aspect for innovation. The second is that once you have a vision, then you have to begin to convince people that the benefits of change is worth their effort. And I'll say this is kind of the politics of innovation. Okay? Why do you have to have the government behind the fourth industrial revolution to provide the investment? Why do you have to have the Thai Cyber University? Why the Ministry of Education is supporting this with policies and funding is because there's the politics, and I mean that in a very positive way, to how do you develop people to say, we need to move in this direction, and the benefits will serve more and more people. And so once you have the vision and you get the political support, you get people saying, yes, this sounds like an excellent idea, then you have to say, how do I institutionalize these innovations? How do I put innovation into practice? How do I take something that is marginal, that people haven't used, it's brand new, and how do I turn that into everyday practice? And that's about implementation. And as we'll talk about, implementation is why innovation fails, right? Because people often get really excited about the vision, they get excited about gathering support, getting people on your side, but now what does it take to make it happen? And some of the reasons why it's so difficult is we have the ideas. One person can come up with the idea, oh, that's a great one, right? And then the politics, you can get a few people to start marketing the benefits. But when it comes to implementation, it takes a lot of people. A lot of people, a lot of resources, and the time and patience to integrate the innovation. And this last part is into everyday life. Now, does everyone have the same everyday life? No, right? And that means, how do I take an innovation and then how do I customize it for Michael or Shelley, right? Or Chowerlert, or anyone here? How do you make that work? That's where it becomes a real challenge. And so when we look at the failure of innovation, it's on the implementation. So let's begin to look about how do we develop strategies for implementation of innovations. Often the technology and the innovation of technology has been emphasized on the idea and on the political benefit, but not how do you make it work. And so when we think about open education resources, how can we help them really empower talent and enable opportunity. So everyone can learn. And so here's just an implementation strategy. This is something that I've used at the California State University and also in international cooperation to begin to think about how you plan implementation. So at the bottom, in the green, it's called leveraging content providers. When you're in education, there are many, many sources of materials that become the fuel of your curriculum. And so there's lots of open education resources. Merlot is one kind of repository, but there's OER Commons. You have your TIE MOOCs, your JMOOCs, your KMOOCs. You have SlideShare, you have Flickr, you have many different repositories out there. And what you have to think about is, how do you really use all the resources that are available, just not your specialty? The next level is, once you look at all the open education resources, you have to make people's life easy. You have to develop technology to reduce the burden of learning. And so if you make it convenient and affordable, then you have a chance for the next layer up is developing the demand. The first two layers are about what the producers of the innovation will provide. I can organize the information, and then I can make it really easy for you to have access to. But then how do you get someone to say, I want that? I would like to learn about that. How do you get them? And when it's brand new, so this is where the communication strategy, this is where the marketing that you might do, the professional development, the training becomes an essential element. And that's why your institution is essential for innovation, is because as an institution, you do the professional development of people. You do the communication. You enable people to say, oh, the talent that I have, I can develop that, I can grow that, I can be more successful. And that's the critical role of developing the demand. And at the top level is called enabling your whole ecosystem. And this is where policies, so you were just talking about how your president just laid out a set of policies around priorities for higher education, right? But I'll say policies are great, but if you don't have the leadership behind the policies, if you don't have the people who believe in learning for all, that they don't believe that it's important to develop everyone's talent, opportunity for all, then all these other things are going to fall apart. And so we're going to talk a little bit about leadership, how important that is, and the various business models to enable education to be successful. So when you're thinking about, you have your great idea, you have the political support behind it, then start thinking about what are you doing to implement that idea with these various strategies. And now we'll go through some of these things here. And I'll show you some of the projects that I've been involved with are around creating the capabilities to make it easy and convenient and free to have access to educational content wherever you are. So the project, and I've talked about this before. How many people were here last year? You got a few people here? Okay. So talked a little bit about Merlot. It's a whole library, and think about what a library is, a place where everyone is welcome, free to explore material. And what Merlot has is a collection of all these open education resources that are free for you. If you want to know about anthropology, zoology, calculus, any of these academic areas, healthcare, nursing, radiology, all these materials are available on the web. But if you try to do a Google search, you get 1 million hits, and they're often not education related. So one of the things we try to do is organize it for you for educational purposes. So that's what we've done in Merlot. And just want to, and our job is to make it convenient for you to discover content. And so if you did a search for Merlot, so in this example, I just typed in DNA, I'm interested to learn about in biology. And so what Merlot does, it gives you a hit list of materials, but we have the reviews for quality and people organizing material around DNA to make it easy and convenient for you. We also have all different types of materials, animations, simulations, tutorials, fully online courses, open access journals, so all different types of materials. But what we've done recently is we added on some additional smart tools to try to make life easier. How do we reduce the burden of learning? And so what we've done is you can go into Merlot, you put a search term in, and at the same time you're searching in Merlot, you can also search many other OER collections. This is around leveraging your content providers. So when I typed in DNA, there are, what we have listed there, another dozen OER collections that are simultaneously searched. So you don't have to search one collection, then go to another, and go to another, and go to another, right? So it just shows it up. So in this example, you have MIT's OpenCourseWare, and you have SlideShare, presentations, easy, focused on what your needs are. And the tools that we use are customized to educational purposes. The other aspect we have right here, the smart search, is we go and search the web. Now, again, as I mentioned before, if you just typed DNA into a Google search, you would get stories about paternity suits and all these things that are not, I'll call it, educationally related. So what we've done here with our technology is developed a heuristic that looks at who is searching and what are the types of materials the educator or the learner would like to have around DNA. All right? So with one keyword search, you can get Merlot, you can get all the other open education resources, and you can search the newest material in DNA, all there on one set of applications, creating capabilities to make life convenient. Because if you don't make it convenient for people, they're going to keep on doing their past behaviors. Okay? And so this is about implementation. So when you're thinking about innovation, how do you make life convenient and affordable? Now and we have tools where you can bookmark it and organize it for your convenience. The next technology, and just to know, all these are free and open for you to use right now. Okay? So this isn't just PowerPoint slides, what could be possible. You can implement these on your own. When you go back, if you're a teacher, you're a professor, you're just interested in an area, you can go enable your own learning with these tools right now. Now, as faculty members, how many of you are teachers, faculty in an institution, right? Okay. Trying to find free materials for the courses you teach, because I don't want to see 1,000 materials about, biology. I just want to find what are the textbooks that are aligned with my courses, right? Make my job easy. So what we've done in the California Open Online Library, we've looked at the courses that are taught throughout California, and then we said, what are the free and open textbooks that are aligned with those courses? And so on our website, we have a course showcase where we have over 50 courses right now, and we're continuing to expand that, and I'll show you an example. We also have faculty showcases. They're teaching e-portfolios where faculty are explaining how they're using the free and open textbooks. You see their course syllabus, and they tell the story, why is it so important to have that free and open textbook. In California, our student population, I'll say about 80% of our students, and it's almost 500,000 students, are poor enough that they require some amount of financial aid to go to school. And when a $200 textbook is on top of their paying their tuition, what happens? They can't afford the book. And they try to complete the class, and they fail. And that's not what we're here. We're here to help them succeed. So by giving them the materials on the first day of class with free materials, we have that chance for them to succeed. And how do you get the faculty to agree, oh man, this could be a good idea? And in Merlot, and this is the Cool for Ed, is based on the Merlot library, and you can find all these free textbooks, and we have over 6,000 free and open e-textbooks in Merlot in all different disciplines. So here's an example, and I just happened to choose this. Our previous keynote speaker was talking about coding, right? And so here's a introduction to computer science. So what you have here, we have you can click on that button, and you can look at what are the learning outcomes for the course that they want to teach, what are the topics to cover. Here are 4 free and open e-textbooks in computer programming. And we also had faculty from our different institutions, the University of California, the California State University, and the California Community Colleges, evaluate the quality of these books. And the last thing is we ensured that we did an evaluation of the books so you can see if all students, including those with disabilities, are able to use these materials. If you're blind, have the digital materials been created in a way where assistive technologies can enable those students to also have access to those materials? Because if you're here to provide learning for all, it means learning for all people. Okay. The other aspect on the website, and all these are kind of screenshots of the websites that we have here, we created showcases of faculty telling their stories about how important it is for teaching with free materials. And so again, here's an area of computer science. So here's a faculty member telling their stories. Main motivation was around providing access to all his students to enable them to learn. And if you clicked on that button, you'd go to an e-portfolio and you can get all this information. And we have about 80 or 90 faculty telling their stories. Okay. Now, part of the reason why this is so important is in developing the demand, in saying people, why should I want to do this? And when you listen to your colleagues tell the story, that helps change people's minds. That helps them say, well, I want to do that too. I want my students to be successful as well. Okay. Now, the Merlot Library, the Cool for Ed Library, both of those are focused on more academic disciplines. But in order to enable every member of your society to succeed, there are a whole range of disciplines in workforce development that also need to be made available for everyone. If you're in construction, you're in IT, you're in healthcare, you're in environmental and sustainability, you're in energy, all these areas, you're in manufacturing, Gesundheit, okay? where do you get free and open materials in workforce development? Well, another project I run is called Skills Commons, and what I'm going to show you is that website. I'll just talk a little bit about that in a second. Here we go. And this is where the United States Department of Labor invested $2 billion. Now, I don't know what that is in bots, but it's a lot of bots, okay? $2 billion and funded community colleges to develop open educational resources for the workforce. And then they came to me and said, now how can you create convenient access to all these materials? So we created a library of all these materials, and right now we have open courseware for almost 700 fully online courses in career and technical training. We have over 1,200 open courseware for hybrid and blended courses. All these, and it's in advanced manufacturing, construction, information technology, healthcare, and all these are there right now for you to download the files and make them yours. They have a Creative Commons license on it, and that's part of the openness, which means that it gives you permission to reuse, to revise it, change it the way you want, and all you need to do is just attribute it back to the original authors. In a sense, being respectful and polite to reference where the material came from. But it's there for you to use. So if you want to take that material, translate it into Thai, it's yours. You want to have it blended, have a US, have English and Thai together, it's yours. You can take as is, take the title, the branding off, and stick Thai Cyber University on it, it's yours. Okay? In all these areas, skillscommons.org. And I'll show you just a little bit of what this is. In the showcases, we give you examples of how other institutions have reused the material. So one college used it, and then they took a version of it. We also have, we call them makeover strategies, where they more radically changed. They took the content and now made it more interactive. And then I'm going to show you next the whole open courseware showcase. And so here are the topics: business management, healthcare, developmental education in math, in reading and writing, energy, teaching, IT. And so let me just show you an example of, here's some whole certificate programs. So when you're talking about certificates, not just degrees in these various areas, more short-term learning for the workforce. So here's healthcare e-simulations. So here's an example of a whole set, and this is what the website looks like. So you just browse through, kind of find your way through it. And what we provide you, we have a preview of this. It's already in an open learning management system. You can click on a button and download all those materials onto your own laptop, onto your own servers, use them as you wish. We have subject matter expert reviews, people in the field, and these are often industry experts saying, these are the skills that we want our employees to have. And I say that's a really important around the collection in Skills Commons, is the universities partnered with industry to say, what skills do they need to be employed? And that employment is really the critical aspect, what we're trying to do here. Okay. And again, another example, a whole certificate program in mechatronics. And so again, we have materials about the whole program, and then we have all the individual courses: CAD, drafting, electrical system, robotics. Now, often these are materials that you don't see highlighted in academic institutions, but these are essential for the employment of large majorities of people to enable learning for all to occur. Okay? Now, I'm just showing you, this is a little visual tool to explore the entire collection. You'll see it on the website. You just roll your cursor over, and so there's healthcare and social assistance. There's over 1,100 materials. You click on that button, and then you can download the material. So this is just a visual tool to see what the whole collection is like. Okay? So you look at this, boy, Jerry, you've organized the material. It's free for everyone to use. It's pretty convenient to find this stuff. There's hundreds of stuff out there. Well, why hasn't it gone viral? Why hasn't all this happened? Okay. And it comes back to, we've taken care of the first two layers. We've leveraged the content providers, brought the materials together. We made it easy for you to discover those things, but we haven't taken care of the top two yet. And so, how do you get people to want something? What is it going to take? And this is where innovation is not about technology. It's not about the vision. It's about you. Each person here has the role to enable innovations to become part of everyday life. Innovation is going to involve your friendship with other people to say, hey, have you seen this new thing? Do you think this might help you out? Right? It's the human relationships that help people say, I would like to try something new. All right? You have to become the innovator. You are the person when you have to explain to someone why this vision of a better tomorrow and why they may want to change the way they live their life, why they may want to spend their time learning about accounting, right? You're the person who has to represent that innovator who had the original idea. And unless each of us begins to take on that role of being the ingredient for innovation, to become the role of the innovator, change will not happen. Okay? And why is this so important here? And it's because at the top of the pyramid, enabling innovation is about enabling the ecosystem. When you go back to your institution, when you go back to your workplace, when you go back to your family, when you go back to your friends, there is local circumstances that are unique to the people you live with. And because you understand the needs, you understand the opportunities that might be available, you have that chance to lead them to an innovative path. You have the chance to invite them to participate. That's what leadership is all about, and being sensitive to what other people need. Because if you don't have leadership, nothing happens. As I said, you understand people's priorities and need, you understand the local culture, the policies, and the various business models that are there. So without people leading the communication, leading the professional development, leading the social support for change, innovation fails. And I've been in higher education for over 33, 34 years, and seen lots of great ideas, but everyone else thinks someone else needs to implement it. Do it for me. But for innovation to succeed, you have to take that leadership role and do it yourself. Innovation requires more innovators. So you are the person who are going to open the doors of opportunity, and by being a trusted friend. And now I'm going to talk about this next critical aspect here. This implementation of innovation, that what do you have to do to become that innovator, to enable, to put innovations into practice? And I'm being serious here, and it sounds a little corny, but when all the focus is on these advanced technologies, or on all these different high-level policies, it comes down to friendship. Okay? It comes down to you caring for other people, where other people's problems are more important than your own. When a friend asks for help, what do? Do you say, "Nah, I'm too busy"? Is that what a friend does? No, a friend says, "Let me help." How many people have done things that they never expected to do because a friend invited them? Raise your hand. Right? Friends help you do innovative things. And why? They know you, they know the talents that you have, and they know that you will trust them to have a good time, right? Because when you're doing new things, it can be frightening. It's going to change my life. What might I do? But a friend will say, "Come on, it'll be okay. I'll do it with you. We'll have fun. I've done it before," right? Friendship. You enable friends. It's not only how they do fun things, but do friends provide you the social support when you're going through challenges? Is going through school easy? Or are there some really challenging times when you begin to question, is this worth it? Do I have the talent to really learn the accounting or the programming? But friends give you that support. They say, you can do it. They help you do innovative things. And after it's all done, friends share good times, and they really open up those opportunities. Now, it may sound funny when you're coming through a strategic plan for innovation for the 21st century learner, and you say, how are you going to make friends? But what I've seen over the years is that is what makes innovation, how you implement innovation. Friends understand the complex situations and the hidden talents within people. And I have to say, I've been honored to be and working with many of the folks in Thai Cyber University. I see Anna Root right here, and Michael, and I see Supani and Toa, and I see a number of people that I've met over the years. And it's because of friendships, and Anna Chai, and Amy, hey, how you doing, Amy? Yeah, all your folks here have enabled us to work together and come up with creative ideas that move us forward. And again, people are really important, the required ingredient for successful implementation of innovation. To be a friend of learners who trust you on their journey, okay? So this is a critical theme. It's a principle that I have. Give a gift and not a burden. Right? So when you're thinking about innovation, you have to think about what other people need. What is it that will be a gift to them, that will make their lives better, easier? All right? And understanding that becomes very important. Now I'm going to do a little exercise right here. I'm going to ask you a question. Who likes chocolate? Raise your hand. Who likes chocolate? Oh, all right. So I saw this person right here. Raise your hand. Chocolate. I was really quick. Now, Jin, I know you were quick too. right? So why don't you come up here? Okay? Okay. So here's some chocolate, okay? All right? You like chocolate? All right, good, good. Here's some chocolate, all right? Now, and I've forgotten your name. Shanita, right. Thank you. So, did you expect to get chocolate? No, right. Okay. Is it a good thing? You like it, right? And it's a good amount, right? Okay. And this is, and you could share it with friends. Now, thank you very much. So, now this example, all right, of give a gift and not a burden. Part of giving a gift, when it comes from a friend, it's unexpected, it's good, and in part, I asked if she liked chocolate, so I knew she was going to like it, right? Okay, right? Right? And it's like a good amount, so you can share it with other people, but if you don't want, you could just eat it all yourself, right? Okay. And this is, think about innovation. When you want to implement innovation, think of it like, how do I have to give a gift? How do I can give them chocolate or ice cream or whatever their favorite food? What is it that will get them to say, and you said, thank you, right? Innovation should result in someone saying, thank you. You've made my life better. You've made my future more exciting. You've made who I believe in myself, the talent that I have, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to develop that talent. That's about, think about what you need to do in your institution with the people you're working with to implement innovation through friendship. Now, we're coming to the end here. Now there's lots of dots of opportunity. In a sense, your institutions throughout Thailand are places where you have opportunities. Now, some of the people who were last year may remember this a little bit, okay? So you look at these dots and you say, can you tell me what that is, what all those dots are? Right? In a sense, the world can provide some dots, some spots of opportunity, but when I look at that, how do I kind of see what I can do to take advantage of that? Now, there's a few more green dots, and partly of what open education resources that you could get through Merlot and Skills Commons can provide some of those additional dots freely available for you 24/7 whenever you're online that can fill in the spaces between what your institutions do. Okay? But can anybody tell me what that is yet? Or does it just look like a bunch of dots? All right? Still looks like a bunch of dots, right? And this is why what the Thai Cyber University does is so important. And this is the next one. All right? They fill in, they connect all your institutions. So why do you have over 100 MOOCs? Because Thai Cyber University helped connect all your institutions to create a shared repository of over 100 courses contributed by over 30 institutions. And how did that happen so quickly? It's because of the friendships that you have developed over the years in serving the people of Thailand with education. The dedication of the people, the trust that you've built has been essential. And just if you want to know more about OER, I'm doing a workshop on Friday. You can taste Merlot virtually. It's no wine, and you can have a picnic. But here's the really key aspect here. Shall we make education more successful? And sometimes, how many people feel like this? When you're working late at night, you have to get something done. You say, oh my goodness, I'm trying to change the world, but I just don't feel. And so really, this is where working together as friends that we can really change the world with innovation together. So I want to thank you very much. I really do, Kapun Klap, really do appreciate that, your time. And I'll be here for the rest of the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Professor Gary Haley from California State University, USA, for your inspiring presentation. Okay, before we move to the next presentation with the third and the last keynote speaker for today's session, I have a few announcements to make just for the fun activities here, kindly told by Ajahn Waraswang. Okay, for those who have the hashtags here on your name tag, if you post it in your IG or Twitter by using the TCU IEC 2017, or you post it on your Facebook on page TEC 2017 event, your picture will appear on the monitor in front of our grand hall here. So you can do that during your lunchtime. Okay, not for now. That's for the sake of your information. Okay, so we are going to have the last presentation by the third keynote speaker. He is currently a senior lecturer and assistant professor at the Department of Teaching and Learning Innovations, Faculty of Education, University Kebangsaan, Malaysia, or UKM, and served as the e-learning coordinator for the faculty. He is also an associate fellow of the Center of Teaching and Learning Technologies at UKM. His research interests in the area of teaching and learning innovations, as well as the open and distance education. He received his Bachelor of Engineering degree from the Faculty of Engineering and also Masters of Software Engineering from University of Malaya. He was awarded his PhD of Information Technology and Resource from the Education Faculty, UKM, in 2014. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Helmi Norman.
Hello. Sawadee krab. Sawadee mai krab. All right. Okay, that's all I know. All right. Okay. Okay, let's try this first. Okay. Hello and welcome everybody. Good noon, good afternoon, good morning. Okay. So today I'm gonna talk about redesigning the learning experience on MOOCs. Before that, Professor Kwok from Korea talked about emotional intelligence and social interactions. And Professor Hanley talked about innovations comes from you. So how do we blend that? And how do we mix that? And so the talk today that I'm going to present is on the experience. How do we redesign the learning experience? So the 21st century learning experience. It's about connections. It's about mobility. It's about ubiquitousness, right? Okay. Okay. So now what I'm actually doing is connecting my Apple Watch to the iPhone, right? To my iPhone, and my iPhone to the MacBook, and it's going on Keynote. So these are the experiences, or these are the learners. These are the new, let's say, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, right? So these are the new generation learners that we are facing. So can we use traditional methods? Yes. But surely they'll get bored, right? 5 minutes, like hearing me talk or, giving a lecture. it'll be boring. Sorry. Okay. So let me start by, so in our previous keynotes, they talked about a really, let's say, overall, okay, the first one from Professor Kwok in Korea. So he talked about a global, okay, and how Korea implemented their MOOCs. And Professor Hanley on innovation comes from you. So here, this is what we did in Malaysia, right? In our MOOC. Right. So in 2014, there were 4 universities with 5 MOOCs. So this is the Malaysia MOOCs initiative, right? So in our university, UKM, or National University of Malaysia, we started with the Ethnic Relations MOOC. So it started very small, okay, with technical support, right, from the university. So we launched our MOOCs in September, 8th September. Here's some pictures, right, from the event. All right, okay, so where's the sound? Sound. All right, awesome. So this is what it looked like. The first MOOC in UKM, right? And this is one of our professor's MOOCs, Professor Armin. He's a very prominent professor in Malaysia. So he won the Commonwealth of Learning MOOC. You can have a look at his MOOC. And this is another MOOC,
Kita
the
sudah sampai.
Malay language. So we use
Saya membawa
international
sedikit
students
tangan.
talking
Saya
in
harapkanlah
Malay language.
silakannya.
Cantiknya rumah ini.
Okay, she's saying, what a beautiful house. All right, so in 18 September 2014, the Malaysia MOOC launch. Okay, so this is the 4 MOOCs that I told you just now. Okay, so this is with our Ministry of Education. But the problem is, it was hard because we had to use a lot of resources. We had to use technical people. It was a large crew, and we had to have scripts, video scripts, and there had to be actors. So it was big, and production had to be made easier. So how do we do it? Oh God, sorry. Okay. So a catalyst was needed. Okay. 2 years after that, so the Deputy Vice Chancellor challenged each faculty to produce at least 5 MOOCs. So for each faculty, right? And our Faculty of Education, since we were from the education faculty, so he said 10 MOOCs for you, all right? So we initiated the MOOC Faculty of Education project. So we had 3 months. He wanted to launch the MOOCs in September, so it was, June, I think. So we had very limited resources. So, but we managed to produce 15. How do we do it? So there are a couple of steps. Empower instructors as MOOC content developers. As Professor Hanley was saying, innovation starts from you, right? So we had to inspire the faculty members in producing content themselves, because we didn't have a big budget. There was actually no budget, 0 budget, but only for training, right? And So, okay, so what we did was we empowered the instructors with iPads and the Apple ecosystem. We use GarageBand, we use iMovies, we use iBooks and iTunes U. I will show you with a couple of videos after this. Okay, so this is the GarageBand in our innovative hub. We had some visitors from King Mongkut University of Technology here. Okay, so what we did was you can create your own music using GarageBand, right? And here the lecturers are using iMovie, right? Creating their own, creating their own content. And here's one of the MOOCs, right? Well, actually, I'm showing what I created with the photo booth app. It's like 5 to 3 minutes, okay? 5 minutes max. Okay? So what you do is you just this is with Keynote, and then with photo booth. Okay. Anyway, it's in Malay, but the thing is, you just have to shoot your own video, and then put it in the app, and then just put some filters. Right, and it looks like a ish kind of a studio, but it's very easy. So that's what we want. We want to empower you. You have to do it yourself because you can't wait for everybody else, right? I mean, I really like what Professor Hanley was saying. It comes from you because you have to innovate. You have to do it. And technology is really easy. You know, it's just clicking, right? Okay, this is okay. Let me show you another. So, let me pause for a bit. Oh, sorry. Ugh. Okay. So, this, as you can see with the icons, that's using PictoChart. Very easy software to use. And this is by using Bytable. You just put text, and templates are there. You just click, click, click. Voila. All right. Very easy. You can search it now and try. Very easy. So as you can see there, the animation is very fluid, okay, and the music is very chirpy. Okay, you can have a look at it at my MOOC. Okay, all right. So step 2, what we did was we cultivated educational innovation culture among learners. Right. So it's not just the teachers, the instructors, but it's from the learners. Okay? So blending the 21st century learning with existing learning practices. Okay, so this is sorry, it's in Malay also, but this tells you, well, this visualizes what we can do with technology. So here, this is our students in the faculty. So this is 10 a.m. at the hub. So assessing the MOOCs, right? Okay, this is one of my classes. So this is the Braille Lab. So it's not just about online, but blending the experience. So you see here technology with the Braille typewriter. This is my colleague. So you have a, what do you call it, a mirror, and they can make observations from there. This is the gazebos, or the outside learning environments. And we also integrated the app, the health app. So we drew lines in the pathways. So you could just walk, and it calculated how many kilos you burned, right? Okay. So, all right. Okay. Now, with that video, with that teaser video to the students, what we managed to create is the students managed to create around now 8 MOOCs. Okay? And this is one of the MOOCs that the students created from themselves.
Hello everyone, welcome to this course.
So this is a course on academic writing.
And we are the facilitator of this course. Writing has always been a constant challenge for every student. It is also proven that writing is one of the most difficult productive skills to be acquired. As a university student, academic writing becomes twice as hard from a conventional writing. And effective writing is important to make sure.
All right. Okay. So, what I wanted to convey to, in that slide is that the students can also create. It doesn't have to be from us also. Again, innovators come from you. You have to inspire. You do it yourself. Inspire your students, and they do it for themselves. And then it becomes a large community, and it will flow. All right? So step 3, redesigning the current learning environments in 21st century active learning spaces. Okay, so this is an initiative by the faculty, the Innovative Learning Spaces. So this is based on the IRU, MRU, Innovative Research University Australia, and Malaysian Research University Australia Higher Education Active Learning Spaces project. Okay, this is me and Professor Matt and some colleagues from Malaysia and Australia. So what we did was we used the pedagogy space technology framework. Okay, so this is important. We always go to pedagogy and technology, but we rarely go through the space. Okay, the space, the virtual space, and the physical space. So this is also another model that we use, SKG. You can look it up. All right. Anyway, so this is the previous learning space, right? This is the Iris Center. Nobody used it. Zero people used it. 0 learners. We had events, but rarely. And what we did was we redesigned the learning space. Okay, here, there, you can see me painting. But the thing is, no resources. Well, limited, very limited. So what we did, we got some paint from the university, free paint. So they said, oh, it's going to cost a lot because you have to, okay, we'll do it ourselves. Empower, innovation comes from you, right? Okay? So what we did, the students and lecturers So what we did, this is the transformation of the learning space. Removed all the furniture, put some bean bags, and put some chairs. That's it. And as you see there, there's a, on the, where's the mouse? As you can see there, there's a like a bar there. It's actually a information counter. So we changed that, and we just put some high chairs, and it becomes a learning space, right? Ooh, sorry. Okay, yeah. All right, so these are the things that we put there. The Apple TV, the iPad, and that's it. And a small projector, a mini projector, so we can move that, right? And the instructors, the lecturers from King Mongkut, I think, have seen it, right? And I think we had another, Rangsit University also visited us, all right? Okay, so these are the board of directors of the university. They came. So look at here, the information counter that I'm saying to you. So it transforms, and they can use it to, as a flexible learning space, right? Okay. So this is our what do you call it? A video conferencing room. Okay. Just changing it a little bit. Put the word clouds, and it becomes a new room, right? Okay. And this is our current lecture theater. So this is what we plan. Well, not now, but this is our future vision, right? Talking about vision. This is actually I think in RMIT, I think, right? But this is taken from the Australia project. Okay? So step 4, a recognition ceremony for the lecture. Sorry, again in Malay, but you get it. So it's just not you do innovation and then nothing comes from you. So it has to have a ecosystem, right? Innovation ecosystem. Also, the software is biteable again. Just clicks. I just put some clicks, and then it becomes an innovation, right? It becomes videos, right? All right. So we, So these are the faculty MOOCs, right? So let's go to right. So this is the recognition ceremony. And step 5, using MOOCs in inspiring the community as learning developers. So what we did is to make MOOC works, to make innovation works, we have to, deliver it and share it with the community, to the public, right? So here, this is the Fairview International School. Okay. Okay, this is some of the videos, all right. Okay. This is like, I think it was a 30-minute, an hour workshop with them. Let me just show you. Okay, so let's just skip to the, okay. This is a horror film. It's just to show you what they can do in 30 minutes. Have fun with the technology. It doesn't have to be, just break the ice, okay? Okay. Okay. It's getting scarier, right? I should change. Okay. All right. Anyway, so it's getting. It will be. It's not good for. Okay. Anyway, but okay. So that is for primary school. We did it with secondary school. All right. Okay. And this is with University Malaysia Kelantan. It's another public university. Okay, so they created iBooks. All right. and reaching out to the marginalized communities. So this is what we also did. This is a 7-hour drive, and then another 7 hours, so it's 14-hour drive into the. It was a real experience, right? So, so the problem with this community is that it takes 7 hours to go to school. So what we did was we took the. Okay. All right. This is me teaching a bit on the literacy. This is a literacy model, right? And so the literacy module is, wait, let me show you. Okay. And what we did is we gave them an iPad. This is the first time they use an iPad. Okay. Give them an iPad, GarageBand, because the indigenous people there, they loved music. So the way to attract them was putting music first, and then ABCs later. So, all right. So this is him. This is the teachers actually, the two teachers. All right. Okay, and this is the, where is it? Okay. Finally, so the blending of IT and some physical percussions. And this is on the newspaper. Anyway, so now, July 2017, the impact of our work, the Malaysia MOOCs and the UKM MOOC. Okay? So now we have over 206 courses with 270,000 students since the 2014. And, all right, these are our courses. All the public universities have MOOCs. And this also sparked the Malaysian Education Blueprint 2015-2025, which the 9th shift is globalized online learning. And we also have e-learning guidelines, okay, for implementation of the blended learning and MOOCs, right? So, and we also have the MQA, which is the credit transfer for MOOCs, okay, in terms of policy level. So, this is the, let's say, the quote I will be ending it with, is small changes lead to big impacts, right? Innovation comes from you, right? Small changes. And we have to inspire. If we are good in technology, and we are good in pedagogy, we are good in space, designing of learning space, that's what I mean. Okay? We have to work together. And as Professor Hanley says, friendship. We have to create that group of friends, group of champions, of local champions, and later maybe global champions. All right? And in hope that we can grow and lead to bigger change and innovation in this era. All right? Okay. So, all right, so let me end with a workshop invitation. You can come to our workshop. It's on room 213, 130 to 430 on how to redesign the MOOC experience with the softwares that I showed you, right? And it will be a hands-on workshop, so you can have a look and enjoy. And so let me end with that. Small changes lead to big impacts.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Helmi Norman. He's finished his presentation on the redesigning learning experience on MOOC. In the afternoon session, you can shop around the concurrence session from which will take place from room 211 until 261. And please be informed that some presentations are conducted in Thai in the program book. You can refer to that. And tomorrow morning, we still have the plenary session by the keynote speakers. So I wish to come back and then hope to catch you up again tomorrow morning. So enjoy the afternoon session after your luncheon. Thank you so very much. สวัสดีครับ